Oh, welcome. I'm so glad you made it despite the rain. You excited? How's everyone doing? You guys excited for today? Tonight is just gonna be very chill and we're just gonna read some stuff and, try to relax. Spend an hour or so just reading up on the Skyrim wiki and just stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I don't really want to diddle-daddle. Let's go to, today not the living room. Let's go to my bedroom and just hang out. There we go. There we go. Everyone doing okay today? How's everyone? Let's give people a few minutes to arrive, and then we can start. Yeah, I'm too lazy to make one for myself. I just use this one. Is the rain sound okay? Is it too loud or is it just fine? Let's see. Let me see. The rain sound is good? Okay, that's good. Let me get some water. No, I can't change the weather. Okay, let me get comfy in the bed. Okay, we're gonna start. I'm gonna get comfy. And you can come here. I don't have an extra pillow, so maybe my thighs can work. Yeah, come here. Okay. There, no, don't put your head there. Okay. There. Okay. There. Yep. All comfy? Alright. Let's start. Let me see. I think we can start. Let me see here. Okay, I want to start at the beginning. Why don't we start at the creation of Nirn? Nirn. Am I saying that right? Nirn? Okay. I don't know. Which is supposed to be the world we exist in? Or not we exist in, where the Skyrim lore takes place, or the the Elder Scrolls lore takes place. Okay, let me adjust a little bit. Your head's a little too heavy. There we go. That's better. Alright. Let's start. So, okay, we're on the Elder Scrolls wiki, and we're starting on Nirn. So, let's begin. Nirn is referred to by otherworldly beings as the mortal plane, and sometimes poetically called Mundus by both mortals and Daedric lords. I want to go back to this. Let's go to Daedric lords. Daedric princess. Okay. The Daedric princes, sometimes referred to as Daedric lords, or the old gods by Reachman, are the most powerful of the Daedra. Let's check this out. Okay. I think this might be a good start. Daedra, singular Daedroth. Oh, okay, so that's the plural. Is a term for the entities who inhabit the realms of oblivion in the Elder Scrolls. I have. I've played a little bit of Oblivion, but can't say that I've played much. And I've played about a combined total of like maybe 300 hours of Skyrim on the PS3, then the Xbox, and then PC. Why 3 places? I don't know. I think Skyrim was fun, but you know. Let's see. Let's go back to Nier, and then we'll go back to the other stuff. So, the exact reasons. Let me get my glasses. Dyslexia. Okay. The exact reasons and specifics behind Nirn's creation are largely uncertain. However, all agree that the deity Roz-kun and the 8 divines played pivotal roles in the creation of the waterlogged planet. 2 moons, Secunda and Macer, orbit Nirn. They are Lockhorn's sundered corpus. Nirn is the center of Mundus, which itself is the hub of the Elder Scrolls universe wheel. The heavens beyond Nirn are star-filled. The stars are holes or portals through oblivion to Aetherius, and carry magical significance due to the beings which tore them apart. The Magna G. I moved away a bit. Oh, let me move closer. Okay, so let's see. Creation myths. There are many theories on how Roz-kun created Nirn, ranging from the Aedra agreeing to willfully help to Roz-kun tricking them into. However, it is universally acknowledged that the Aedra gave their energy and power over to it, that the majority gave up on the project after realizing the cost and became the Daedric princess. Oh, okay, so these are like just gods that became evil because they... Okay. While those who willingly helped became the 8 divines. In Oblivion, Mankar Camoran proclaims that Nirn is possibly an extension of the realm of Oblivion. Lunar activity. See, this is kind of interesting. Like, I like this. Like it's almost like it's like scientific stuff. So the 2 moons that orbit near Nirn, Secunda and Macer, are said to be Roz-kun's sundered corpse. Macer, Nirn's larger moon, revolves around Nirn itself. By absorbing the nighttime sky in Oblivion and Skyrim, it is revealed that Secunda, Nirn's smaller room, revolves around Macer. This is interesting. Solar eclipses happen multiple times a year across Nirn. They are known as vampire days. Sure, some Daedra are seen as evil, but there are those that one would consider good. We'll read about them next, after we finish this page. It is never stated, but can safely be assumed, that Nirn's axial tilt is negligible, since days and nights remain more or less the same length throughout the year. Even in the northern part of Skyrim. There also appears to be minimal variation in climate from month to month. Okay. The northern regions are frigid. The land of Atmora, far to the north of Skyrim, it is said to be primarily a frozen plain. Skyrim, and by some extension, Bruma, are typically snowy, especially farther north, towards Winterhold. Closer to the equator, lies elsewhere. And Black March, relatively tropical and warm locations. Isn't this where the third Elder Scrolls takes place? I never played them. Daggerfall, right? Weather. Snow and rain are common in snow and rain are common forms of precipitation on Nern. Third is Morrowind. Okay, that's the one with the tropical stuff, correct? Certain areas in northern Tamriel, such as Skyrim and Solstheim, experience rare auroras, colorful waves of energy in this night sky. Oh, here's a map. Here is a map. Let me put that up for you. So, save. I got you guys. 1 second. So this is the map of Nern. Okay. Okay. So let's see. The planet has a notable large continent, Tamriel, which is where all of the Elder Scrolls activity takes place, which with another simply large continent to the east named Akavir. The landmasses are separated by the Padomic Ocean, a massive saline body of water. The cold, barren land called Atmora is to the north of Tamriel, which is where the Nords of Tamriel hailed from. To the west of Tamriel lies Yokuda, which was the former homeland of the Red Guards of Tamriel. To the southwest of Tamriel lies Piandonia. It is unknown if these are the only continents, as there are very few maps or globes showing all of Nern. It's a continent of Tamriel. Okay. Well, this is Tamriel. I guess they don't really there hasn't been anything going on in Akavir so far. We'll see. Tamriel is geographically diverse. It has mountains, tundras, cold and hot deserts, swampy regions, grasslands, tropical rainforests, and a large volcano. The diversity of biomes is unique, as the hot desert is bordered by cold mountains to the north. Also known as Dawn's Beauty in the language of Altmer, Tamriel also has an archipelago of islands called the Somerset Isles, which became the home of the Altmer, or High Elves, after they abandoned their original homeland of Admetris. Yokuda. Not much is known about Yokuda, since it was nearly obliterated in an unknown cataclysmic event, but it seems to have a dull, rocky, hilly desert landscape. It is known to be the original home of the Red Guards before they rendered it uninhabitable. I would like to see that on a future Skyrim. I keep referring to Elder Scrolls as Skyrim. The next Elder Scroll installment, that would be nice. Maybe like moments before that happened. Atmora is a barren and frozen wasteland. It is extreme cold that caused the water of the Sea of Ghosts that separates Tamriel and Atmora to become icy. The frozen land is also where the Nords of Skyrim are originally flown, although not many trips back are made. Akavir. Next to nothing is known about the geography of Akavir. It is known that the continent is split into 4 warring kingdoms, each boasting its own race. Tankmo, Kamal, Kapotun, and Saesi. Akavir is known to have one of the original homes of dragons. The blades were originally from Akavir, where they are known as a dragon guard, but turned to serve Remen Cyrodiil in their search for a dragonborn. Pyandonia. Pyandonia is the island continent located to the far southwest of Tamriel, and home to the elusive Maromir. The island consists of dense rainforests which provide shelter for the southern water spirits. Due to its populace primarily being elves, there is speculation that Pyandonia may in fact be part of Tamriel. Thras, also known as the Coral Kingdom, has been a powerful, antagonizing power against the Somerset Isles since before recorded time. The Slode may be one. Let me pick that up. The Slode may at one time have been called the Somerset part of Thras. Aldmeris. Little is known about Aldmeris, including if it still exists. The Aldmer claim that this continent was the birthplace of both elves and mankind. Oh, interesting. There's the pre-release art for the Somerset Ore in the Elder Scrolls. The continents were later removed. Oh, so there were more continents. Okay. But it was removed. Okay. Okay, let's read about the Daedric Lords then. So let's see. The Daedric Princes. The Daedric Princes, sometimes referred to as Daedric Lords or the Old Gods, by Reachman. I was gonna read this, old boys. Are the most powerful of the Daedra, and thus most commonly worshipped by mortals as deities. While Daedra can manifest as either male or female, being in reality genderless, all of those high Daedra are typically referred to as princess. In all, there are 16 widely known princes, with a 17th prince Jaigalag, emerging from the following events of the Elder Scrolls IV Shivering Isles at the end of the Third Era. Okay, I got it. Okay, this is Oblivion. Every Daedric prince has their own specific plane of Oblivion, which reflects their nature. Okay. The Daedric princes are those of Itada, who, when Lorcan proposed the creation of Mundus, did not take part but rather created domains out of themselves in Oblivion. There are also accounts of other Etada becoming Daedric princes after the creation of Mundus, which involves the creation of their own realms of Oblivion. Throughout Tamriel's history, mortals have frequently summoned Daedric princes for worship, study, or to make deals. These typically involve some sort of bargain with the prince in question, but not always. It should be noted that dealing with the princes sometimes causes changes in appearance, such as black dots in the whites of the eyes or strange eye color. Each Daedric prince holds some degree of patronage over a physical, philosophical, or metaphysical concept or state of being. The varied and wide range of these aspects have nurtured a devoted following among the mortals that hold them as figures of worship, either in spite of or in reaction to the teachings of the divines. While some of the princes are unconcerned for the well-beings of their followers, with some actively causing harm to them by some manner, other Daedric princes have been known to both reward and actively protect their followers. Okay, so here's the list. Let's see. This is pretty cool. This surprisingly well thought out. because I know like a lot of games I mean, this was made by people like as much shit as we give Todd Howard. He's like incredibly nerdy, and he's like I'm pretty sure I'm sure not all of this is his creation, but I'm pretty sure he's put a lot of thought into this. Like now I want to play. Now I want to play Skyrim. I don't know if I would do it on stream. I probably would do it just like on my own. Because I think Skyrim in terms of streaming has been like overplayed. But now I want to play it. Anyways. I want to play all the Elder Scrolls instead. Let's see. Known Daedric Princess. Azura. A prince who draws power from the balance of night and day, light and dark. Ah, holy shit, that's pretty cool. Boethian, the prince of deceit, secrecy, conspiracy, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. Clavicus Vile. Oh, I remember this one. The prince of deals, pacts, powers, bargains, and serenity through wish fulfillment. Hermaeus Mora, the formless Daedic prince of knowledge and memory, seeks to possess all that is knowable. Hircine, the prince of the hunt, sport, the great game, and the chase. Jiggy-Wiggy, the prince of logical order and deduction, upholds strict order above all else. Malakath, the prince whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized. Mehrunes Dagon, the prince of destruction, violent upheaval, energy, and mortal ambition. Methala, prince of unknown plots and obfuscation, the master manipulator, and the sower of discord. Meridia, the prince of all energies, the prince of the energies of all living beings, enemy of the undead and all who disrupt the flow of life. Molak Bao, the prince of domination and spiritual enslavement, seeks to ensnare souls within his domain. Jigalag. I'll call him Jiggy-Wiggy. Molag Bal, the prince of domination and spiritual enslavement, seeks to ensnare souls within his domain. Namira, the prince of the ancient darkness, the patron of all things considered repulsive. Nocturnal, the prince of the night and darkness, the patron of all things secretive. Pyrite, the taskmaster, the Daedric prince of pestilence, desires order in his domain. Sanguine, the prince of idionism, debauchery, and the further indulgences of one's dark nature. Sheogorath, the infamous prince of madness, whose motives are unknowable. So he's kind of like the Loki of this universe, I guess. Varmina, the prince of dreams and nightmares, deliverer of evil omens and dark potents. Okay. Oh, there's information of each one of them. Okay. Let me get more comfortable. Okay. Let's see. Azura is a Daedric prince. He's more of a Mad Hatter type. Okay. Let's see. Who do we want to read? Well, let's read about Daedra, because this is like a little bit confusing. Okay. So let's see. Daedroth is a term for the entities who inhabit the realms of oblivion in the Elder Scrolls. They are viewed variously as gods or demons by the inhabitants of Tamriel, although scholarly consensus discourages the use of the latter term. The most powerful of the Daedra are referred to as Daedric princes, or Daedric lords, and rule over their own planes of oblivion, which they shaped. Because they have no connection to Nirn, they cannot be permanently killed, only banished. Well, that sounds like an inconvenience. Daedra can be summoned to Nirn through a variety of techniques, which form the basis for much of the school of conjugation magic. Various Daedra have, on several occasions, attempted to invade Nirn. The most infamous event of this type are the Plan Meld and the Oblivion Crisis. I remember something like that in Oblivion. Wasn't someone trying to remake all of Oblivion in Skyrim? I remember like a mod, like such a mod. I don't know if like it's gone any further. Etymology. Someone has also attempted to do the same with Morrowind. It's weird that Bethesda hasn't really attempted to do like a remaster of those games, just using the same engine. Like they pretty much just don't want to give up on that engine that they made. So wouldn't it be nice to just have those older games just reinstated? What's more bizarre is that I've heard people doing their no. Alright, let's see. The term Daedra is of Marish origin. Its literal translation is not our ancestors, as opposed to Aedra, our ancestor. Actually, let's read this one. Okay, let's read about these people. The Aedra, singular Aedroth, are one of two groups of immortals which took part in our creation of Mundus. Took part in the creation of Mundus. Their name is the Old Altmeric language, and it translates roughly into our ancestors, referring to their role as progenitors of Mer and Men. To the majority of cultures on Tamriel, the Aedra are revered as gods. Okay. Oh, Akatosh. I remember this from Skyrim. Wasn't it referred to by one of the dragons? It's been so long since I've played Skyrim from start to finish. As Oblivion is the night sky on Tamriel, so the Aedra are considered by some to be the planets. The largest 8 planets are considered by Imperial Society to be the Divines, while the stars are the Magnagi. I'll read this one later. The origins of the Aedra are subject of many, often conflicting creation myths. This account will endeavor to create a single narrative while highlighting where such variances occur. The Itada formed the interplay of two primal beings, Anu and Padme. These were distinct types of being either from their creation or from the moment of the creation of Mundus. The Aedra were those spirits who were persuaded or tricked by Roz-kun. We gotta read this guy too. Roz-kun into sacrificing part of themselves to create the world. They are distinct from the Daedra, who created the world within themselves. and from the Magnus and his followers who withdrew from the creation of the world before it was complete. The flight of these Aedra created the sun and the stars. After the creation of Mundus, some Aedra returned to Aetherius, while others were unable to do so, either died, became the earthbones, also gotta read this, laws of nature, or bred with each other to sustain themselves. In this way, the Aedra became the antecedents of all the races of Nirn. However, alternative accounts exist which claim that the progenitors of mortal races are not the descendant from the Aedra, but instead come from another world or worlds altogether. Whenever you see the Akka in the name, you can make a safe assumption it's related to dragons. Noted. Unlike the Daedra, in a similar way to Daedra, the Aedra have certain spheres. The precise names of the Aedra that oversee each sphere may vary depending on the culture pantheon in question, although there are several commonalities between various cultures' pantheons. However, the constants are the dragon god of time, most commonly called Akatosh, and the missing god, most commonly called Lorcan. There are accounts claiming that there were two groups of Aedra on Mundus, following the creation of Mundus. Some, led by Auriel, fought against Lorcan and his followers, and eventually becoming the old Echlenophoi. From them the Aldmer. Others joined with Lorcan and became men. Unlike the Aedra are bound to Mundus and can possibly be killed, as may have happened to Lorcan after the meeting at the Adamantine Tower. However, other accounts suggest that Lorcan was not killed, but instead condemned to exile and his heart torn out. Ouch. I see. Aedra worship. The pantheon of gods worship by the various races is derived almost exclusively from the Aedra. A notable exception of the Dharma, who generally reject the gods of both men and other mer, and worship either Daedra or the tribunal. That's interesting. Each race has chosen to deify a different set of Aedra, often with their own beliefs on creation. Manish worship. Since the Alessian Empire, the divines have been most prominent set of Aedra worshipped by man and mer. The pantheon was created by Alessia upon creation of the empire, as a means to unify allies who helped her win Cyrodiil and the Moorish culture practices of the slaves she liberated. At the time, there were 8 divines, but at the end of the Second Era, Emperor Tiber Septim transcended mortality to become Talos, the 9th divine. The majority of the original 8 divines can be described as Aedra, as for the most part they were present. Most of the gods in this pantheon are shared between the Imperials and Nords, since Alessia chose to adopt most of her Nordic allies' gods after overthrowing the Aelid slavers. Many of these gods are worshipped by the Bretons and Bosmer as well. Mer's worship. Mer's religion is more focused towards their ancestors and their managed pantheons, evidenced by the very use of the term Aedra to describe them. The Aldmeri ancestor heroes include Trinimiac, Ciribane, Finaster, and Auriel, the head of the pantheon. The Altmer's pantheon includes a number of Aedra that are no longer considered part of Nirn. This includes Magnus, whose withdrawal from Nirn created magic, and Jod and Joan, whose death created the twin moons. The Altmer also worshipped those Aedra who withdrew from the creation in time to maintain their divinity, and who cursed Lorcan as a trickster. Chief among these is the Trinimac. Both Altmer and Chimer legends state that Trinimac was transformed into the Daedra Malakath. The Khajiit religion is similar to that of Altmer, though many of the names were different. Various Daedra, particularly Azura, play a key role in the Khajiit creation story, and thus are worshipped as gods. The Khajiit has coin and can trade. The Khajiit also revere the moons above all other deities, in the forms similar to that of the ancient Altmer. Okay. So it seems like correct me if I'm wrong, but what I get from here is that Lorcan was just a dude that was like, either in my incorrect assumption, was kind of bored, or was wanting to create something or use his powers to do something, and he tricked a bunch of people to just like, hey, let's make this, and probably fucked a lot of things up for a lot of people, or a lot of like divines or something like that. That's what I'm getting. Let's see. I'm gonna go check out Lorcan. One second. Okay, let's see. Let's read about Lorcan. So, I think he's the head honcho of like all this. So let's read about him. So Lorcan, also known as all these names, is the Erada, most directly responsible for the existence of Nirn and is the god of all mortals. Yeah, so he's the head honcho. According to legend, Lorcan died long, long ago, giving his life for convincing the Aedra to create Mundus. His divine spark fell to Nirn as a shooting star to impregnate it with the measure of its existence and a reasonable amount of selfishness. Lorcan's heart was indirectly responsible for at least 3 major near disasters in the last decades of the Third Era, and his remains are connected to the disappearance of the Dwemer. It is also believed... We gotta read about the dwarves. It is also believed that Nirn's moons, Macer and Secunda, are the 2 halves of Lorcan's flesh divinity, cleaved in 2. Okay. It is said that Lorcan was created by Sithis to go and destroy the universe. So he has a dad. Okay, we got a fair amount of lore to get through. Holy shit, there's so much. There is so much. I'm gonna close a few tabs because I need to make I don't want to get confused. This doesn't seem interesting. Okay, will do. Let's focus on the gods first. So here it says that Lorcan was created by the Sithis, which is like maybe like Hades or something like that, or this versions of like Satan. And after Daedra had enslaved everything Sithis has created. It is unknown whether this is true, although the Dark Brotherhood tends to advocate this hypothesis. Some sources state that he simply originated as an ape that formed from the primal urge to physically or metaphorically create. I'm interested in like this part here, where it says like the Lorcan was created by Sithis, but then there's a hypothesis that he just willed himself into existence, which I feel like it's a cooler version to tell. We already know that it was either tricked or persuaded to his fellow Adata into investing some of their power into creating like the mortal plane. Some may invested more power into the project than others. However, these were the entities that would become known as the Eight Divines. Those who could not or refused to participate were that Ada that would later to become known by the Alvern as the Daedra, so the Daedric Princess. The mortal plane was magically volatile, and the presence of the Daedra there both strengthened and weakened it. Once the project had been completed, Magnus, the chief architect of the project, began to have doubts. Oh, so this was just like a engineering project. Let's make some apartments. For this reason, the convention was held at the Dirani Tower. I just want to look at a picture of it. Oh, Adamantine Tower. Okay. At this convention, it was finally decided that Lorcan was to be punished for his trickery in persuading the Daedra to create Mundus. His divine spark was removed and hurled towards Tamriel, and the Daedra departed to the Aetherius. Well, that sucks. You just wanted to make something, and everybody's just like, well, get fucked. We don't want your shit. And then they just like, well, fuck you. On God's you. Lorcan is one of the only two Adata, the other being Akatosh, to appear in every known mythology in Nirn. And the first being to refer to it as a king of gods. However, opinions of him dramatically vary from race to race. Generally speaking, Lorcan is considered an enemy of the Mer, and a patriarch and hero to the men. So, So to elves, Lorcan is an asshole. And to men, it's like, no, this dude's cool as shit. In Mer mythology, Lorcan is called the trickster, and Mer do not look kindly to him. They blame Lorcan for tricking the other Aedra into giving up their divinity. But that's kind of stupid though. Like, if you think about it, if it were not for Lorcan, they wouldn't exist. So it's almost like they're saying like, they don't want to exist. Like in rejecting Lorcan or just saying like, oh, he sucks, they're kind of rejecting their own existence. Like without him, they just wouldn't exist. Like, at least that's what I think. They blame Lorcan for tricking them. This includes those who become the Elfoi and thus the Aldmer, who now blame Lorcan. Not wanting to exist, relatable. Alright. Sorry about that. I like existing. I think, like, you know, it's fine. Life isn't perfect, but it's fun. The Dunmer have a slightly different view of Lorcan. Since they believe that their mortality is a test of strength, and they are ultimately destined to shed their mortality, Lorcan is simply one of the obstacles the Dunmer have to overcome. That's a little bit confusing. Like, However, men do not believe themselves to be descended from the Aedra. They believe themselves to be created from nothing by Lorcan, and thus owe their entire existence to him. In their opinion, Lorcan is the hero of mankind, and they object to his mistreatment by other races. Oh boy. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Alright. I think I can read a, Bosmer best race. Let's do something. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of lore. Let's read about the races. We read about the creation of the world and stuff, and I feel like this is a extremely deep rabbit hole that we're getting ourselves into in terms of the creation of Lorcan, or like Mundus and stuff, and all the divines, etc. Because I just want to... The last part of the stream, I want to chat and talk a little bit about what we read today, because I feel like if I read too much of it, I'm going to forget things, or I'm going to get confused. So I'll put some bookmarks, and Yeah, I figured. But I feel like maybe if we read the... Okay. Okay. Okay, let's read about the elves. The assholes of the... Okay. Oh, this is referring to online. Oh, okay. Let me close this. Alright. Alright, alright. Oh, 1 second. I need to... Okay, there. I wanted to turn my AC off. Okay. So let's see. The Altmer in their homeland of Somerset Isles, the High Elves, are the most gifted in the arcane arts of all the races. They could call upon their high-born power to regenerate magicka quickly. They are one of the 10 playable races in Skyrim. Due to their magical affinities, the Altmer excel in mage-based classes. Yeah, okay, so this is more technical. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. So, biology. As a race, some of the Altmer strive to maintain the appearance of their ancestor race, the Altmer. Is this what? Okay. There we go. The Altmer, First Folk, or Elder Folk, were the original race of Mer, on Nairn, who claimed to be direct descendants of the Aedra. The modern races of elves all came from the Altmer as they spread from the Somerset Isles throughout Tamriel. As common ancestors of all Mer on Tamriel, the term Aldmeri sometimes used to refer to the Mer as a whole. Physical appearance. As far as anyone can determine, the Aldmer vanished as a distinct race sometime during the Middle Merethic era. The Altmer considered themselves to be the most pure descendants of their progenitor race, an attempt to maintain that purity throughout careful breeding and eugenics. Jesus Christ. Talk about inbreeding, if you know what I'm saying. ESO is good. In my opinion, tons of additional lore there. Yeah, I'm just mostly reading up the stuff that I played, or like kind of like the base stuff. I don't want to add too much onto it, because then I'm just going to get confused. So let's see. The Aldmer came to be one of the direct descendants of Echlonofe, the other being a proto-race man. Some sources claim that Altmer, rather than the old that guy, from whom they are descendant, fought against Lorcan in the Elchonofe Wars. Originally, the Altmer were concentrated on the mythic continent of Altmeris, coming to Tamriel during the Merethic era. Initially, most of the Altmer remained on the Somerset Isles, leaving the rest of Tamriel to the ancestors of Khajiit, Argonians, and potentially orcs. It is believed by some scholars that the Marromer diverged from the Altmer from this time. Before this time, other groups of Altmer began to explore the continent and settle the coast of Tamriel, becoming the various races of Mer. that are seen throughout most of Tamriel's history. The Altmer, Alates, Falmer, Bosmer, Chimmer, the Rene clan would ultimately become the Bretons and the Dwemer. Most information known about the Almeri culture comes from excavated ruins in the Somerset Isles and artwork of private Altmeri collectors. Altmeri society was primarily agricultural, with an egalitarian government. The Altmer were also capable of impressive feats of engineering, as the Altmer built many of the towers that can be seen across Tamriel in the imitation of the Adamantine Tower. Early Altmer engaged in forms of ancestor worship, which began over time to focus more specifically on the most powerful of their ancestors, especially Auriel, Trinimac, Sirabane, and Finaster. It was during this time the various religious groups schismed from the Altmer, such as the Daedra-worshipping Chimmer and the Sijic order. Over time, the remaining group that would become the developed I swear to God, I'm not reading this wrong. The remaining group that would become the develop what is known as the Altmeri Pantheon of the Aedra. That's what it says there. I think it should say the remaining group that would later develop what is known as the Altmeri. Fuck it. Let's see. I don't see anything about, well, let's see. Let's go to the Falmer. Snow Elf. So Snow Elves, occasionally referred to Ice Elves or Ancient Falmer, are a race of Mer that was nearly completely disappeared. During the Merithic era, they were the main inhabitants of Skyrim and had a very advanced society. It's commonly believed that centuries of underground living and Dwemer slavery twisted the race into becoming the blind, merciless, and savage Falmer. That's sad. The few known remaining ancient Falmer call themselves Snow Elf and refer to those that are called the modern term Falmer as the betrayed. Oh, so there's a few of them left. Oh, this is a lot. Okay. Wow, holy shit. Did you play Dawnguard? No, I did not. Well, I guess that's a reason to pick up Skyrim again. Go through it and just get to the DLC that I missed. Wow. Yeah, this... Jesus. Alright, I think maybe we should just let's let's talk. I think maybe this is a lot of information. It's a lot of information. And I don't want, like, I wish I could make the stream 3 hours or 60 hours or whatever, but I honestly just want to, mellow out and stuff. And I'm leaving tomorrow for a short vacation, and I haven't prepared my bag, so I just want to take the last part of the stream and just chat. Yeah, I read a little bit of a Daedra. I'm gonna bookmark all this stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's just chat. Okay. Let's chat a little bit. I like this stuff. Like it doesn't sound like it, but this stuff, like, I really love, like, just sitting. I might honestly, like, before I go to bed, just read some more and then maybe do a little bit more of discussion. Fine, I'll read the Lusty Argonian mate here. Oh my god. That's a lot of furry art. Let me see if I can find a full. Alright. I will read parts. I will read. Oh, I mean, there's only 2 parts, I guess. Okay. You guys ready? Lusty Argonian Maid, Volume 1, by Craziest Curio. Act 4, Scene 3, continue. Lifts her tail. Certainly not, kind sir. I am here but to clean your chambers. Oh, wait, this is, okay. The name of the lady is Lifts Her Tail, and Cratius Colto is the, okay. Certainly not, kind sir. I am here but to clean your chambers. Is that all you have come here for, little one? My chambers? I have no idea what it is you imply, master. I am but a poor Argonian maid. So you are, my dumpling, and a good one at that. Such strong legs and shapely tail. You embarrass me, sir. Fear not, you are safe here with me. I must finish my cleaning, sir. The mistress will have my head if I do not. Cleaning, eh? I have something for you here. Oh my god. I don't want to read this part, but I will. Here, polish my spear. But it is huge, Koto-senpai. It could take me all night. Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time. End of Act 4, Scene 3. Lusty Argonian Maid, Volume 2. The Lusty Argonian Maid, Volume 2, by Crassius Curio. Act 7, Scene 2. Continue. Lifts her tail. My goodness, that is quite a loaf. But however shall I fit it in my oven? The loaf isn't ready for baking, my sweet. It has yet to rise. If only we could hurry that along. How could I accomplish such a task? Oh, my foolish little Argonian maid. You must but use your hands. You wish me to knead the loaf? Here? Of course. What if the mistress catches me? Your loaf was meant to satisfy her appetite. Don't fret, my delicate flower. I'll satisfy the mistress' cravings later. Very well, but I'm afraid my oven isn't hot enough. It could take hours. Plenty of time, Miss Sweet. Plenty of time. Well, I guess that's it. There's only 2 volumes. Okay, well that's... You can clip that if you want. I wasn't expecting to... I'll be honest, I've never read this before. I did not know about the spear polishing, and frankly, I'm a little embarrassed I had to read that, but it's quite the cookbook. It's kind of like this kind of stuff. I know it was read as like it was written as a shit post, because some of it is like, it's very much so like the medieval version of, "Lady, I brought your pizza, but I did not order pizza with extra sausage." This is literally the version of that, but with scalies and a furry. I mean, I tried to do my sexy voice, but on the lusty Argonian maid, I mean, on the Argonian maid, not on the dude. I wish I had like a There's another lusty Argonian volume. Let's see. Can be found on the Quest for Jarl of Skeeverton. This book is located at Refuse. Okay, here it is. Oh boy. Okay, here's a treat for you. Last one. Last one, okay? My God, I hope nobody walks by. My heavens! I know I agreed to help you with your mouse problem, Master Colto, but I was not expecting it to be so driven. I knew ever since I saw you that my mouse was eager to greet you. Oh, my dear. Is it in a cocksure, little fella? Perhaps it would be best to proceed with haste. Indeed, sir, but this mouse. Never have I felt such a driven, hungry, ravenous beast. There are many more of these feelings to come, my sweet. Now, if it's not too burdensome, I ask that you tug on it. That will surely lift its mood. Oh, but sir, that might hurt it. I dare not such a wonderful mouse, my lord. It is a necessary action, my sweet. The preamble to much greater effort, you know? Once that is done, we can proceed to the meat of the job. Why not do this yourself, my lord? I feel intimidated tugging on a mouse of such girth. That would ruin the fun, my dearest, sweet Argonian maid. Come, why not tug on this mouse's tail? Just pull vigorously, and it will all come peeling back. Besides, if you truly wish to receive discharge, this mouse has a very pungent aroma. It smells very, very fishy, my noble Lord Cratius. I'm not sure I will be able to finish this very quickly. Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time. Alright. That's the last one. That last one that exists. If someone writes a version of this, but with my Vieira version, and the Vieiras in my Final Fantasy Tactics Advance run, I'll read it. I want to sink into the sea alongside the homeland of the Red Guard. I was to run the Reddit, so I don't feel too clean either. This is out in the public. You had to hear it. Everyone else, I had to read it, and I had to put this out publicly. So, take that for what you will. There's a cave on Solstheim that contains a pile of lusty Argonian mates. We are all winning. I mean, that was fun. I mean, I don't give a shit. I mean, I care, but what I mean is I don't mind doing this kind of reading. It's fun. It takes me out a little bit of my comfort zone, and it's just funny. It's just for fun, but it is cringe. Let me try something. Let me try. I want to try something. There's something I want to try. Give me 1 second. This is gonna work. Let's see. I don't have an omnidirectional mic, so or like left-right mic or whatever. I wanted to try like a little bit of ASMR and see if we can close out the stream with a bang. So, yeah, like let's get comfortable. I don't know if this works. It's kind of weird. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, it says game Final Fantasy Advance. Oh my god. ASMR is kind of the opposite of a bang. True. Alright, maybe we can do something like, okay. Nah, fuck it. Like, if I get a mic and I get a place where I can do proper ASMR or do something, fine. I'll do it. At the moment, I don't have anything. And it's kind of like an awkward position. It's just like my headset, so. But yeah. All in all, like, to recap the stream, there's a, like, all in all, like, Skyrim lore, Elder Scroll lore is pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's pretty fun. Like I said, I'm probably gonna read a little bit later, after I finish packing and I have a little bit of dinner. I'm kind of excited. That way, next time we do this, we can just talk about it and chill. I might learn one of those songs from Skyrim. Let's see. Let me look it up. Skyrim Bard songs.
Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end.
Protect us to the
Heart
end.
sprayed blood afar, a gout on Cyrodiil. And
Like a dart shot to its mark, down in the Aelid well.
magic
Confused the Lorcan blood, crystal red and strong.
Then wild elves cut and
Polished
polished
it
it down,
down.
took Chimmel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. For Gilvardel,
Let me see this.
of all the Daedric princes.
Oh, this is online. No,
with sharp
I want the Skyrim ones.
staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, today's come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the stormcloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
Okay, that was good. I like the Bard songs. I typically sit down and listen to them. They're kind of relaxing in some way. Alright. Anyways. Oh man. I wish I could keep the stream going, but I have to go get ready for tomorrow. It's gonna be, I have so many things to pack. It's only a 4-day trip, and there's so many fucking things. I have to cook every day, and I have to do a lot of stuff, and like, even if it's a vacation, like, I'm already feeling stressed. Because it's gonna be like all of my family, and it's just like, I'm like already saturated. I'm already super saturated with family. I just want my own, I want my own space again. I'm going to the beach again. There's nothing else, there's nowhere else to go but the beach here. It's not like it's a big city or something. Like, I already live in the city, so it's not like we're taking a trip to the city. We're just going to another beach. I don't think I'll be able, I'm going to play older TS games. Yeah, I'm packing the sunscreen. I'll take a picture and post it to Twitter. I promise. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming today and enjoying this different type of stream. And no, it's not a different place, it's just like, anyways, thank you so much for coming to the stream. I don't know, like, let me know if you guys enjoyed it. It's not 100% ASMR, but it's relaxing, I guess. Or I try to make it as relaxing as possible. Yeah, I'll be gone for a few days. I will stream again next week. And I won't walk you outside because you guys can spend the night here. And, you know, you guys like the lusty Argonian. You guys can spend the night here. As long as I get to be Little Spoon, I don't care. So, yeah. I hope everyone sleeps well and enjoys the rest of your night. Bye, peeps.